I'm back. I've just been doing a lot of reflecting and thinking today about things and stuff I want to share, and so here I am. I'm sharing all day long, all day, every day candy. So I've been thinking about altars and our perception when we are just starting the witching path, as opposed to our perception when we've been here a while. So I thought maybe this would help people who are just starting the path to be able to not worry so much about details. If you pick up any beginner book, it will tell you need a male and a female representation. You need an athame. You need a wand. You need directional things. You need a pentacle plaque. You need X amount of certain colored candles. And I just thought talking about altars is that I could go on about this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 altars in my home at this moment, in one room, in my witchy room. 7. And I have a small altar at work. My altars do not necessarily represent what you're going to read in a book. And the reason is because I learned a long time ago, I did it all. I did the whole, get the athame, get the certain type of plant for the female aspect and the earth aspect, and don't forget the salt and have a little water, and you've got to have your incense for the air. And I went through the entire process of, and you know what I found? I did nothing but worry. I worried I didn't have it right. I worried I didn't do it right. Like there was a right or wrong. And to be quite honest with you, there just isn't. There is no right or wrong. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to keep checking the camera. I have some workers here doing things. So there is no right or wrong. It's about what feels right to you. So, for instance, I moved to Texas, to the Gulf of Mexico. I live right near the Gulf. And decided out of the blue that I needed a sea altar. Now, I used to live in a place called Salinas, California, which was 15 miles maybe at the most from the ocean. And I never felt the need for a sea altar. Here, for some reason, I felt the need and I set up a sea altar. I have an altar for my ancestors. I have a money altar. I have a Bastet altar. I have my working altar. I'm sorry, I have 8 altars, not 7, 8. My desk, I consider an altar. And here's what makes me consider a space an altar. If it's a space that you light a candle to activate, or you do a specific thing at that space and nothing else, those denote to me that that's an altar of sorts. My desk in my office is where I do my journaling. I plan my day. I set up my Etsy orders. It is a business functioning daily altar to me. I consider it an altar. I light a candle and I focus on what needs to be focused on at that space. I have my Hecate Altar is also a type of working altar. It is, yes, an altar to Hecate, but my athame is there, my wand is there. When I call corners, when I do a ritual, I do it from that space. So it is a working altar of sorts, but it's not the working altar like the work table that I have, which also has a candle and is where I put together my Etsy orders and where I do any magic crafting, making a book of shadows, putting together those beautiful pentagrams. I do those things at my working altar. So then I have my Ancestor Altar. My Ancestor Altar is dedicated just to my ancestors. I light a candle there to activate that space, to let them know I'm with them, and to ask them to join me. I have a money altar. I have a candle on my money altar. That money altar is activated when that candle is burning. That is my thought of altars. But your thought need be nothing like my thought, or like the thought of the author who wrote that book you read last week, or the one you read 2 years ago. Everything is subjective to who you are and what you're doing in that moment. My altar changes all the time, and not because it's a seasonal thing, but because it doesn't function right for me anymore. So I've got to just zhuzh it up a little and make it function for me again. Do I use an altar cloth? Do I not? Is it something I have to do? Nothing is something you have to do. You don't have to represent any certain thing, and you don't have to have a cloth. A lot of people wonder, do I have to lay something over it when I'm not using it, to deactivate it, to put it to sleep, so to speak? No, you don't. Can you? You betcha. You can do anything you want, anything that feels comfortable, anything that feels ritualistic or sacred. That is what it's about. Feeling ritualistic, feeling sacred, feeling good, feeling witchy, feeling that is a place of importance. That's what an altar is for. A place of importance towards what? Go for it. It doesn't matter what feels good to you. People who have a coffee bar may not realize it, but they've got an altar to coffee. Light a candle to activate that space, and that's a coffee altar. A bathroom counter is often an altar to beauty, where we do our beauty regimen. We put our makeup on. We do our facial work. You know what I'm talking about when we get older. But any space that is for some specific thing and is sacred feeling and denotes that, I don't even know the word for it, but you face this altar, and all of a sudden you're in a different reality, so to speak. You're somewhere else. You're on a different level. When I go to my Hecate altar, I am with Hecate, and it's amazing the feelings I get from that. I don't want necessarily to put a pine cone on there today. Tomorrow I might. Tomorrow I might want 10. It just doesn't matter. So don't get caught up in the what's okay and what's not okay, and can I do this or should I do that? Don't get caught up in that. What feels good? What feels good? What feels right? What feels sacred? What feels like it turns it on? What feels like it turns it off? Is it covering it with a cloth? Is it turning off a candle? It's your call. It's your call. Have fun. Create as many altars as you need, as you feel you need. When I have, my granddaughter is with us now. When she wasn't, I had 2 altars in my living room, on top of the 8 in my room, my witchy room. And the reason is because they make me feel good. They make a space feel good, in my opinion. They make a space conducive to a certain thing. If it's a living room, maybe it makes that space conducive to visiting. I personally don't have a television in my living room. I don't like a TV in the living room, because to me, you go into the living room, you're in there to share time with people. When we're sharing time, I don't want to share it with a television screen. If I want to watch a movie, I'll do that in my room. If I want to watch a movie with you, I'll invite you to my room. But when I'm with you, I want to share time with you. I don't necessarily want to waste our time that we're sharing on a movie. That's just me. Some people have an entire shrine built around their televisions. Not a thing wrong with it. Not a thing wrong with it. It's just personal opinions. Have fun. Have fun with your altars. Make as many or as few as you want. Use them for anything you decide they're worthy of. And enjoy the process, because Altars are amazing, and altars are fun, and they let you express who you are and how you feel and where you want to be and what you want to feel. Altars are great. Get caught up in them. They're fun. You can tell that I do. The excitement. But hang in there, guys. Remember, your divine sacred beings of light and love. I love each and every one of you. Go make yourselves an altar. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.